How's it going, guys? Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So let's just say Sofi is in a very interesting position heading into this week, and I want to break down the charts with you guys, my plan, overall what I'm looking to do, and we'll break down some other stocks if we have time later in the video. But first, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, follow along for more here, and get your 30 stocks from Moomoo. Open up your account using that link down below or by going to stasurfest.com/Moomoo. Deposit at least $100, you get 5 stocks. Deposit at least $2,000, you get 25 more stocks. So get on it, use that link down below, or again, go to stasurfest.com/Moomoo, get your 30 stocks, and now let's dive into it. So by now you guys know we had a great green day for the stock market. All the indexes crushed it on Friday, and Sofi closed officially up 70 cents on the day, closed at $12.09, up over 6%. And you guys notice something here, right? We ran for the first half of the day, more like the first third of the day, right? We ran from around 11:65 at open up to about 12:10 by about 11:30 a.m. East Coast time. And then we kind of saw resistance there for the rest of the day at about 12:10, 12:15, right? And at the same time, as we saw that resistance, we kept on making higher lows. So what we have here on the intraday, take it for what you will, guys, we have an ascending triangle, right? This is a bullish pattern overall, and it's setting us up potentially for more upside this upcoming week, especially if the overall indexes continue the rally, which, for perspective, the S&P was up 2%, NASDAQ and the Russell were up 2.5%. Keep that in mind. So if that continues, if that momentum continues and Sofi is able to crack over 12.15, 12.25, this is where it could get interesting in the short term, right? And on the 5-day, 5-minute, let me clear the drawing set. You guys can see an even bigger ascending triangle. Do you guys see this right here? We've had resistance at about 12.10, 12.15, 12.20, not just on Friday, but also on Thursday and on Wednesday. You guys see that, all while making higher lows into that resistance. You guys see it right there. Boom. Higher low again right there. Another one right here. So we're clearly heading in the right direction. We're not fully breaking out yet, but we're heading in the right direction. And as you pull the layers back, you can see how we're not fully breaking out yet, but we're seeing the signs. Again, the ascending triangle. We're now over both moving averages on this 30-minute chart for the first time in like 2 weeks. We have a golden cross as well as of Wednesday, Thursday this last week, right? So I'm going to set some alerts. I'll put one at $12.25. Let me do that right now. Mark is at or above 12.25. And let's see on the 1 hour chart. Another thing worth mentioning, actually, notice how 12.25 was support on the 4th of March, also on the 5th and 6th of March, and on the 9th of March, it looks like. So that was support. We then fell through it, making it what? Resistance, right? And that's where we're at now. So not only is it a big spot on the 5-day, 5-minute, 12.20, right? But also on this time frame, and it's also right by the 180 SMA on this 1 hour chart. So this level needs to break, guys, needless to say, right? This ascending triangle, if it plays out, and if this cup and handle here, which I'm seeing now, plays out, you guys see the cup and handle, this could start flying in the short term, right? But it all comes down, the reality is, it all comes down to these indexes. If the indexes tank on Monday, tomorrow, guys, we'll see how the futures market is looking tonight. But if we get a collapse, if the rally on Friday was simply a bull trap or a bull trap, this could dump easily. Sofi could dump. You got to keep that in mind. But if the rally continues, we break 12.25, this ascending triangle plays out, the cup and handle starts playing out, that's where things are going to get good for the bulls, at least in the short term, right? Obviously in this market with the tariffs, with the trade war, Trump, blah, 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 things are still rocky, volatile. It's not like this is over yet, right? At least in my opinion. But in the short term, we could get a rally. That's the reality. And here on the 4-hour chart, we have the 50 SMA is acting as resistance, which is also at 1225, 1210 roughly. So I think if we do get a little rally in SoFi, maybe the indexes continue the momentum for at least a day or two, we could potentially be playing in this window right here between the 50 SMA and the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart. We might be making a move towards $13.50, $14. That's possible if we get, a short-term type of momentum rally on the stock, and that will be a big resistance, $14. That is right by the 180 SMA on this 4-hour time frame. It's going to be interesting. Let's just say that, guys. It's going to be interesting. And for me, you guys know I'm in the stock. I own it. I've owned it for a while now. And I'm selling cash secured puts at $9.50 to $10 this week. I'm going to do that trade on Monday for sure because that's where I'm looking to buy more shares in that $9.50 to $10 window. And if it gets under there, great. I'll do some. I'll sell some cash secured puts at the $8.50 window as well. That's where I'm looking to accumulate more shares. And if it doesn't get to that point, guess what? I'm still in the stock. I'm still up on my position, and I get to keep the premium, right? That's the beautiful thing about selling options, whether it's covered calls, whether you're doing cash secured puts. It's a much safer way to trade options, and it's way better than buying calls or buying puts, right? Because the reality is, guys, a lot of those expire worthless. What's the stat on that? Isn't it like 80% of calls or puts expire worthless, or maybe more than that? So clearly there's a winning side of the trade. The winning side of the trade is being the person that's selling the calls, the puts, to people that want to speculate and gamble on the very short-term price action of a stock. And that's the great thing. If you have extra cash lying around in your brokerage account, you can sell cash secured puts on stocks you want to own, that you want to own anyway, right? And collect the premium. And if you own 100 shares or a couple hundred shares of a stock in your brokerage account, you can sell covered calls. This will allow you to gain premium, or to collect premium on a stock. But of course, then your gain might be capped if the stock ends up going crazy. So I wouldn't really sell covered calls on a stock that is mooning or going crazy, right? Because then your gains could be capped if your shares end up getting called away at that specific strike price that you sold the covered calls at. But in general, guys, selling options is way better, at least in my opinion, than buying them. Obviously, you're not going to make as much money selling options as you would buying a call option that hits, or you make a lot of money on it, right? But it's more consistent. Selling is more consistent. The wheel strategy is great. Maybe I'll make some videos on that. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. But yeah, that's pretty much kind of what I'm doing right now on SoFi, guys. Holding on to it, playing it safe, and gonna buy some shares when the time's right. And in the meantime, sell cash secured puts, right? So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. Follow along for more content. I appreciate you guys as always, and get your 30 stocks from Moomoo. Open up your account using that link down below, or go to stocksurfs.com/Moomoo. Deposit at least $100. You get 5 stocks. Deposit at least $2,000. You get 25 more stocks, and your uninvested cash now will earn up to 8.1% APY. So again, go to stocksurfs.com/Moomoo, or use that link down below. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you guys in the next one.